Hey, what's up? Sad Marcus here, and I'm back with your favorite time of the month, those monthly manga pickups. Now, I know that we skipped over June, so that's gonna make this a massive pickup video. So once again, I have separated it by publisher just to make it a little bit cleaner, a little bit easier for you guys to get through. Now we're doing something special in this particular one, and you're gonna have to stay until the end to participate, but we are going to be giving away a manga, and I talk about it literally at the end of the video, so you can fast forward to the end of the video, or you can just watch the whole thing. Just watch the whole thing, you know, find out all the manga I picked up and give me your thoughts about whatever ones you find the most interesting. Now I don't wanna ramble too much because we have so much manga to get through, but I will say if you enjoy this video, if you get anything out of it, do all the YouTuber things, man. Do me a favor, click that like and subscribe button. Let me know that you fucks with your boy the long way, you feel me? And I'm gonna keep doing at least what I think I do best, and that's delivering you that fire content I know that you love. Now let's not turn this into a professional yap session. Let's go ahead and take a look at all of the manga right now. Alrighty, let's get this show on the road. We're gonna start off with 7 Seas because it is the one that I believe I have the most books of. Anyway, let's kick it off with the long summer of August 31st. This is another banger from Ikado Ito. I have actually read this volume and it was just as good as the first one. I've talked about this particular book in a little bit more detail in another video, but man, the artwork remains solid. The storytelling remains solid. I love these two together. There's a really cool plot towards the end of the volume that I really don't want to spoil too much of, but they're basically trying to figure out what happened between their two friends trying to get together, and they help pull it back together in what I think is one of the coolest scenes in this manga so far. But yeah, these two are absolutely adorable, and I am just looking forward to more of this story, just being able to see kind of like what happens and them figuring their way out of their ridiculous time loop, as well as them kind of falling more and more for each other. So an absolute banger of a romance slice of life manga that I would definitely recommend to anybody who likes this kind of stuff. So the long summer of August 31st. Next up, we have another really great rom-com, and that is Nakamura-san, The Uninvited Garu. This is volume 3. These are not coming out fast enough in my opinion. This is one of my favorite romance manga out on the market right now. Nakamura and her guy, I can't remember his name right now, but they are just adorable. Also, I think it's really cool that they kind of jammed in a few color pages, you know, in the first couple of chapters, so you really get a sense of what these two look like with a little bit of color. But yeah, adorable. Some really cute plots going on in this one. I love them. I love the people around them. Talked about this a little bit more extensive in another video as well, but this is another great rom-com. If you are into that kind of stuff, I would highly recommend this, especially if you're just tired of reading stories about high schoolers. These are adults. So yeah, really nice quirky premise. Nothing new under the sun for sure, but still a very enjoyable book to check out. So Nakamura-san, The Uninvited Garu, volume 3. Glad to have this one. Next up, we have Killer Shark in Another World. This is volume 4. I am still a little behind on this particular one. I think I've read volume 2 and I still need to read 3 and now 4. Killer Shark is just goofy B-movie. That's what I like to describe it as all the time. Just kind of a B-movie manga. Not for everybody. I definitely think this is a little niche. You have to like really slapsticky, gory comedy in order for this to really land for you. It's goofy. It's goofy as hell, honestly, but it is so much fun to read. It's definitely the type of book that you're able to just turn your brain off and read and be like, this is the dumbest shit I have ever seen, but for some reason, it is also kind of hype when it's happening. This is a good book for the type of person that it's for sure. Not for everybody, wouldn't recommend it for everybody, but if you are into shark stuff, Sharknado, and just a ridiculous isekai premise, this is a fantastic book. So Killer Shark in Another World, volume 4. Next up, we have one of the best written, I think, adult rom-com books, and that is 365 Days to the Wedding. This is one that I got hooked to from its very good anime adaptation. Honestly, I think the anime adaptation is very good, but I think the manga is better because the way the anime adaptation ended in a way that feels like it's final, like we're not going to get another season of that. But there's so much more to this book outside of what we got in that one season of the manga that I think just really expands on these characters, really expands on the world. It's really, really dope. It's really dope. I really enjoy this book. I've read this one. I thought it was great. I keep up with this day and date, and I am excited to see how it ends, though I hate to get away from them because they're so intertwined with not only themselves but like the people around them that it just makes for a fantastic ensemble cast. And I think this book, especially as someone who's a little bit older, a lot older, and this book resonates with me in ways that a lot of manga just doesn't, and I really love this story. It always like just makes me think about my family, think about my friends, and I just love stuff that makes me think about like my real world implications, and this is one of those books. 365 Days to the Wedding. I think we have 2 more volumes of this left and it's over, and I am in a rush to read it because it's so good and I need to know what happens, but I'm not in a rush to read it because once it's done, it's done. Next, we have volume 2 of I Got Married to the Girl I Hate Most in Class. I read volume 1 of this recently. I had been putting it off, but I did pick this up because of the anime that I really, really enjoyed. I will say, if you liked the anime version of this is a little bit etchier, surprisingly etchier, honestly, than the actual anime was. I was surprised at how many, lewdy scenes were in this. They can be kind of wholesome, but they're still lewd, But yeah, volume 1 was a really, really fun read, and I can imagine volume 2 is going to be just as good. I mean, this is all stuff that if you saw the anime, you're going to see, but I think sometimes like reading things just gives characters a different context. Obviously, they have to cut some things out of the anime adaptation that you're going to get in the manga, and I felt there were some, internal monologue type things that were cut out in the first volume, or that were in the first volume that weren't in the manga. So I'm expecting to get more of that in this particular book too. But yeah, absolutely adorable, and I love anything that gives me friend groups, and there are definitely like friend groups or whatever you want to call them involved in this. So yeah, really cute book. Not for everyone. Another one that's not going to be for everyone, but if you're into like more of that high school rom-com, weird situational comedy, yeah, this is a good book. Next, we have Seventh Time Loop. The villainess enjoys a carefree life married to her worst enemy. This one I'm not going to talk about too much here because I am doing a 4x1 that includes this particular book. Vibrain sent me this book. There are a couple of other books that you're going to see in this particular video that Vibrain sent me. This is one of the ones she sent me. I did really enjoy this. Spoiler alert, I enjoyed this book a lot, to the point where I'm probably going to keep reading it. It's just getting volume 2 locally, at least, has not been the easiest thing in the world to do, and so I'm probably going to have to order it. But yeah, I enjoyed this. I enjoyed this a lot more than I thought I was going to enjoy it. I definitely see why Vibrain recommended it to me. I think this definitely puts me in mind of Nina the Starry Bride in some ways, but it has its own kind of charms to it. I don't know which one came first, honestly, but it has its own charms. And yeah, this was a really fun book to read. I'm really excited to see what happens next in the story. I will be picking this up at some point in time. But yeah, Seventh Time Loop. The villainess enjoys a carefree life married to her worst enemy. Very, very, very good book. If you like that villainess style, I think this is a good read. Next up, we have Choking on Love, volume 1 and 2. Volume 1 is another one that Vibrain sent me to read. I enjoyed this so much that I bought volume 2. Really great music-based story. It's not really like so much music-based. It is a romance thing, but one of the main characters is a musician, and so yeah, he plays in a band. I mean, that is a thing that's kind of prominent throughout the first volume, so that's why I say it's music-based. This was a really fun romance to read, so much so that I bought the second volume almost right after I read it. I really enjoyed this. If you're into the shoujo style, I would definitely recommend this book. Adult characters, once again, which is always like a cool thing. These are college age kids. Yeah, they have really adorable interactions. I thought the artwork was great. I just have a lot of really positive thoughts that you're going to hear about in the 4x1 that I'm doing for this particular one, in the second part of that collab. And if you didn't see the first video, you could catch it right up here. But yeah, great book. Really, really a great book. I don't want to tell you too much about it because I'm doing like a whole 4x1 that's going to give you you a synopsis and like my full thoughts on it. But I mean, you got to know that I liked it enough to buy a second volume. All right, last but not least from Seven Seas, we have Ultineri Complex. This one is a book that I have enjoyed, though I have not read this volume yet. I think I need to check and make sure I read volume 3, but I think this is indeed the next one I need to read. I have had this one for a while now, and I just haven't gotten around to reading it because I just was not sure if I had read the first volume. But yeah, the artwork remains solid. I really like the two main characters so far. I don't know what they're doing in this book, but I've liked it so far. I feel like their romance is kind of complicated, but it has a very, very cool premise, you know, likable characters, a little bit of a friend group, but it really kind of remains focused on our main two characters. I don't mind it so much in this book because I think it's tackling a lot of really complicated issues in a very lighthearted way that doesn't feel disrespectful. So yeah, really have been enjoying this one. Looking forward to digging into volume 4 soon. I'm just reading so much stuff right now. There's no telling when I'm going to get around to this, to be honest. But I know when I do read it, I'm going to enjoy it. So yeah, Ultineri Complex volume 4. This one is ending soon too. I think there's 1 or 2 more volumes left if I'm not mistaken, but sometimes I'm wrong about that. But yeah, volume 4 was great. Okay, our next set of books are gonna come from Viz Media. First one's gonna be Kagurabachi Volume 4. I have not read this one yet. I have started reading it. I literally just picked it up right at the end of the month, I think on July 31st, if I'm not mistaken. Kagurabachi has been excellent so far. I really enjoyed the first 2 volumes, or 3 volumes, I should say, that I have read. I am current on this. I think they have a really, really interesting plot going right now, so I'm interested to see how this volume kind of plays out. No, I am not reading this on Shonen Jump in real time right now, but yeah, it is really, really dope. The action is crazy good. The paneling is crazy good. It's pretty easy to follow. The characters are super interesting. The power system is super interesting. I'm not really crazy about action manga in the least bit, but I am pretty crazy about this book, honestly. This is one that I'm going to be rooting for when it gets animated, and I'm going to be like there every week to watch it, because it's a really good book, really some really cool concepts. But yeah, Kagurabachi is still going strong. I'm pretty sure a lot of you are familiar with this book, so we're not going to go into too much detail about it, but like, look at how great like these fight scenes look. And I mean, it is just throwing hands all of the fucking time. They are always throwing hands in this book. But yeah, Kagurabachi 4, you know, super dope. If you're not on the Kagurabachi train, if you like this kind of stuff, I would definitely recommend you hop down on it. And next up, we have Dandadan Volume 14, and the story remains the same. I have not read a volume of Dandadan a day in my life. Okay, I have 14 volumes of this story and I have not read one, but it looks pretty fucking cool. And I'm watching the anime right now and I'm really enjoying it, keeping up with it week to week. It hasn't hit me quite as hard as the first one did. The first season has hit me. I just don't feel like it's not that something's missing. I feel like there's just been like a lot of focus on pretty much the same setting and the same, I don't know, arc or thing happening for quite a while. We're like 5 or 6 episodes in, and I feel like we've kind of been trying to deal with the same conflict, and that just seems odd from the way the show was paced to begin with. We are getting a little bit more development between Momo and Okarun, which is really cool to see them kind of getting nudged a little bit closer together. So yeah, that's what I think about the anime, because I haven't read 1 volume of the manga, but I keep up with them and the covers remain excellent. So Dandadan 14, I mostly buy this because I want them to keep making anime. Next up, another one I have not read a volume of, and that is Boys Abyss. We are at volume 10. I think we are near the end, if this is not the end. But yeah, I hear nothing but good things about Boys Abyss. I feel like I say that every single time that I break one of these books out. My brain tells me I need to read this all the time. I am going to read it at some point in time. I think I will probably binge it when the final volume finally comes out. I will dedicate that entire week to just trying to get through the story, if not nothing but for the sake that I have bought every volume that is available of this particular story. I wish I could tell you more about what's going on in this volume or what's going on in this book in general, but unfortunately I cannot tell you a goddamn thing about what's happening in this book because I haven't read 1 volume. I'm filibuster flustering right now, but the pictures look pretty. It looks incredibly dark and depressing. I don't know how much I'm looking forward to reading this, especially with Takopi's Original Sin on right now, making me relive that fucking book of trauma, but still wanting to continue watching it every week because I enjoy that story so fucking much. And yeah, and I'm hoping I'm gonna be able to say the same thing about Boys Abyss. But yeah, Boys Abyss 10 out now. Really great covers. If not for nothing, the covers are great. I mean, this color is fantastic. Next, we have Glasses with a Chance of Delinquent Volume 3. I have read this. I did enjoy this. I think this is honestly, a really fantastic story. I think these books get better and better as they go along. And this one, we are focusing on the first new member of the friend group that they are building right now. And I want to say the main guy character's jealousy is actually really adorable. He is just really jealous about our main girl character's interactions with this new guy. And yeah, this is funny. They're so funny and they're so goofy and they're really endearing. And this is a great story. It's a high school book for sure, but it's a fun high school book with a fun premise about a former delinquent trying to live like his best life, you know, outside of being a delinquent, and the girl that he ends up meeting and liking. And yeah, them coming together. And yeah, this is a great book, man. I can't really say much about it. Just read it. It's 3 volumes out. I think like I can really make that determination from these 3 volumes that this is gonna be worth a read for the long haul. But yeah, Glasses with the Chance of Delinquent, great book. One of my favorites out right now. Would recommend picking this up. Next up, we have Firefly Wedding Volume 3. I have read the first 2 volumes of this. I have not gotten around to this one. First 2 volumes were really good. I just put out a video where I talked about the first volume of this. So if you want to get my thoughts about, you know, where this series is going so far as a whole, I would definitely recommend reading that. Firefly Wedding is good. It's fucking peak if you like kind of really cool shoujo, you know, bad boy, good girl kind of shit. I would definitely recommend peeping this one because yeah, I mean, they are really good together, but you definitely feel terrified for this girl all the time. It is just a really excellent book. I don't know what they're getting into in this particular book. Like, I'm looking down at it right now like, ooh, I wonder if she did this. I wonder if she's doing that. Ooh, I wonder what he's doing. Like, what they got going on? Are they still on the run? They still got smoke with people. Like, what's going on? I don't know how long this story is going to run. I feel like it could literally run forever. They could just keep coming up with situations to put these 2 in to have to figure out how to get out of them. But yeah, this is a good book. It really has been a good book. Firefly Wedding Volume 3. Would definitely recommend you picking this one up if you were into this kind of stuff. Next up, we have Red River. This is going to be the omnibus. I want to say this is like the 4th one. Yeah, this is the 4th omnibus, which is going to cover volumes 10, 11, and 12. I am so far behind on this. I only read the first 3 volumes or the very first omnibus that came out, and I enjoyed it. I really did enjoy it. So me not getting around to all these other books that I have literally has nothing to do with how I felt about the series when I was watching it. And it has everything to do with the limited amount of time I have on a day-to-day basis and other books that I'm prioritizing over this. But yeah, this one is a little bit of a throwback. You can see I'm having some trouble flipping through it. But yeah, this one's is a little bit of a throwback. You can see the artwork looks super old school, super retro, but still kind of endearing and fun to look at. It's a cool story. I am kind of interested to see how this one's gonna play out, how these 2, you know, main characters are gonna get along. What's gonna happen with them? Is the main girl gonna get back home? She done pretty much forgot about her little boyfriend she had back at home, and she all about this prince. One thing I will say is she starts off pretty stupid in a new world, which is like cool. I feel like there's definitely some common sense that could have been used, but she starts off, you know, brand new in this new world with no sense of like what to do and how to get by, and pretty like naive to things. And by the end of volume 1, it's not that she has like just completely smartened up, but you can see the wheels turning. And I think that's kind of cool that, you know, she's not a dumb girl protagonist. Like, she still kind of figures stuff out on her own and becomes stronger for it, as opposed to her just like always having to have a dude save her in a situation. So I think that's kind of a cool outcome in this particular book, or how at least the first one went, and what got me kind of hooked onto it. Because the one thing that I can't stand is a character that's like too much of a Mary Sue. I don't mind it being like somewhat of a Mary Sue. I mean, it's fiction. They can do whatever they want to. But I like a character that like learns from their mistakes and, you know, figures it out as they go along. Now, this prince, they are trying to clap her cheeks, and I definitely have seen about 4 or 5 different scenes where like he was trying to push up on her in some very problematic ways. So we're gonna see how that plays out in these volumes. But yeah, anyway, I ramble on about this too much for a book that I haven't read much of. But yeah, there are 4 omnibus out of this now. We're at 10, 11, 12. I don't know how long this was gonna run, but I know the first volume was good. I will probably get caught up on this pretty soon. And last but not least for the Viz section, we have Tokyo Alien Bros Volume 3. This is the final volume in this particular series. It is very, very short. And I will argue that this is probably the darkest one to come out, but it does have a very, very happy ending, which I think is pretty cool. This one was super thought-provoking. I talked about how thought-provoking the second volume was, and I think that this book needed a little more time. I think the way it ended is fine. I think it got to its finish line. It was a little rocky getting there for sure. I feel like it was a little bit rushed, but I think overall the messaging is great, and I think the book wrapped up really nicely. So Tokyo Alien Bros is from the same creator of Hirayasumi. I think this book came first. It's a very short series if you want to get a sense of like their writing style and their artwork. I think this is a good series to hop up on. It's not going to take up a lot of shelf space because it's only 3 volumes and the 3 volumes aren't that thick. I mean, they could have made this like a single omnibus, honestly, but I like the fact that they made them into individual volumes. This is a great story. I mean, it really does make you think about your humanity a lot, especially this volume, like parts of the second volume and especially this volume. It is great. It really was a great story. I do feel like it was rushed a little bit. They could have squeezed another 2 or 3 volumes, like flesh a few things out in it. But overall, I was pretty satisfied with the way it ended. And so Tokyo Alien Bros 3, it is finished, and I will say, now that we have the full story and the context of the full story, this is certified. Pick it up. All right, our next round of books are gonna come from Yen Press, and they're gonna start off with I Made Friends with the Second Prettiest Girl in My Class. Have not read this one yet, believe it or not, because I've read a lot. This is odd for me to read so many of the books that I picked up, but I haven't read this one yet. I am just familiar with it with manga recaps. Of course, you have heard me mention this like 1,000 times, but I've enjoyed the story from the recaps, and I always say there is nothing like reading the text for yourself. And so I ended up picking this one up. This seems like something that's probably based on an actual light novel, and something prime for like an anime, but it's basically like gloomy guy in a class ends up, inadvertently making friends with like one of the pretty girls in class because they share an interest in like B movies or something like that, and they turn out to have like a lot in common. And yeah, it just kind of builds from there. Like obviously this is going to be a high school rom-com type beat. Of course, I like those, so there's no reason why I wouldn't like this. The artwork is solid in it. The characters are cute. I love me some cute characters. I love me a gloomy guy. I relate. I'm a gloomy guy, so yeah, I can relate to that. But yeah, nothing too serious, just really cool. Definitely some friend groups going on in this. You know how much I love that. Just a dope book. There's not really a ton to say about this. It's more so one of those books you pick up if you like this kind of stuff. That's the only reason why you would buy this. This is not like peak or anything or something that I would, recommend to a very broad audience. But like if you were into this kind of niche of like high school gloomy guy ends up dating like a popular girl kind of thing, you'll probably enjoy this book because these characters are adorable, they're endearing, they're really cool. And honestly, I'm glad this got translated. And this is not something that I thought would get licensed and translated here in the US, but it did. So shout out to you, Yen Press. You did the thing on this one. Glad to have this one. Next up is going to be No Longer Heroine Volume 9. I think we have like one more of these left. I haven't read Volume 8 yet. I feel like they put these out so weird. Like sometimes they come back to back. I feel like Volume 8 was like 4 months ago. And the previous volume before that was like 5 or 6 months ago. So sometimes they'll put them out frequently and sometimes they don't. But yeah, messy high school romance, shoujo, dramedy type beat. It's so messy. It's so fucking messy. It's like you can't not love this, because it's so messy. Like you just love it. None of these characters are endearing at all. Like none of them are like, they're cute, but none of them like have cute. When I say cute, a lot of times I'm talking more so about the character's personality. Like, yeah, they're like manga main characters. Of course they're gonna be cute girls. You never really see like an ugly one. But I mean like personality wise, like, they'll have cute personalities. All of these people are horrible. They're all horrible people and they all do like horrible things to each other, but it's not played straight. It's not like Boys Abyss where people are horrible to each other. It's really earnest. I don't know. It's hard to describe. This book is messy, but I love it. I know the fandom is split on it, but I love it. I enjoy it. I'm glad to have it. This is one of the first shoujo I ever read, and I've loved it ever since. I know that there's better stuff than this out there. I know, but I love this series. I know I've said it so many times, but I just love the messiness of it. So No Longer Heroine Volume 9, great book. I would recommend you read it. If you like shoujo, you probably will hate it, but I love it. Next up, we have Honey Trap Shared House. It is wrapped in plastique, so you know what that means. We will not be flipping through this one. But yeah, this has been a really, really goofy, nasty story. It's not like super nasty, honestly, but they have these moments where they're doing like really serious stuff, and then they just find some reason to do something like lewd, and it's just like so fucking stupid. But I enjoy it, and I have 5 volumes of it, so that's all we have to really say about this. Honey Trap Shared House, Volume 5. All right, next up we have The Hitman Stands Volume 1. This was one of my more anticipated series to get licensed and to come out in physical volumes, because I have been reading this online for the longest time, for the better part of a year, and I really enjoy the story. It's basically about a guy who is a hitman who decides he wants to quit being a hitman so that he can stand idle. And it's as simple as that. It's so many hijinks in this book, and it's played so straight. Like, it's funny, but it's not written like it has this comedy that like is subtext. Like, we're supposed to think it's funny, but like the characters don't think it's funny. Like they play this shit straight as an arrow, bro. It's so good. It is so good. This is so good. He has to save her one time, and he just feels like he's not worthy to like touch her. It is just so good. Like, this is a great book. Honestly, this is a great book. I feel like it has a total of like 50 or 60 chapters out right now. I think this is like the first 5 or 6 chapters, and it's so good. I highly recommend this. Whether you like idle books or not, this is just so much fun, and you get like these really awesome like action panels mixed with these really awesome panels of him just being a fucking stand for this idol, and like the lengths that he would go through to like attend her concerts or to purchase merch for her or like whatever. He just like really stands her, and you could tell it's just like, oh, I like enjoy her as an idol, like not necessarily they're gonna hook up or whatever, because I don't even know how old the girl is, but it's just like a really good book. So The Hitman Stands, I highly recommend this one. This one's a very, very fun read. I'm so glad Yen Press licensed this one, because man, I never thought we would get like an English translation of this. So yeah, I'm gonna be buying the shit out of these. Next up, we have The Color of the End. This is volume 2, and yeah, I've read this one. It was fantastic. It was just as good as the first one. I definitely feel like the dynamic shifted just a little bit, and I feel like this book has kind of decided what it wanted to be. I feel like that's one thing that I talked about in the first review of this, or like the review I did of the first volume, how this book had a lot of different paths that it could go down, and it was kind of up to it to decide, but either way I was here for the ride. It gets a little more like, I guess it has a little bit more of a purpose. It doesn't feel as much like a series of short stories, and more like it has a concise and cohesive narrative from this point forward. Like, at least in this volume, and it's probably going to continue to the next one, like she ends up meeting up with like these kids or whatever who apparently have like something in their DNA that's allowing them to survive, you know, the miasma or whatever that's going on here. So we see kind of a way out for humanity here, you know, through a mutation. So she's gonna escort them somewhere to try to find like this other person who has the same thing going on with them, and yeah, we're gonna see how that goes. But I definitely see kind of a path forward with this. I am a little bit bummed that so it still does have those slice of life elements that I feel like made it like the most unique, and the thing that I kind of, if I had my way, wanted it to lean kind of on, was just like, hey, slice of life. Like, she's just moving through the world in the apocalypse, and every now and again she might have to shoot something, and every now and again she'll encounter like some type of being, whether it be humanoid or android, or a plant life, or I don't know, like animal life. But now with her kind of getting together with these humans and them acknowledging that there may be other survivors out there, kind of changes the dynamic of the book a little bit. But I'm okay with that. At least it gives it a space where it can have kind of a start and an end. If this continues, because I really don't know. I didn't expect it to go this way. So if it continues down this path, then yeah, it has kind of a purpose going forward. It still was a really good read. I really enjoyed this. I still would highly recommend this. I still think it's one of the better books to come out in 2020. 2025. And even just look at the gloss on the cover. I mean, it's a really well done book. So shout out to you once again, Yempress, for translating this and really delivering a high quality book for $15. Like, this is a really good looking book. Okay, next up we have another book that I got from Vibrain, and that is The Guy She Was Interested In Wasn't a Guy at All, aka Green Yuri. I am very glad she sent me this because I had been hesitant to purchase this book because of the price. I really wanted to read this. I really wanted to read this. I did not want to pay $20 for it. And I get why it's $20 with the green panels, and it works really well. It's not just some gimmick. It works inside of the story in a lot of different ways. Like, they use that paneling to make things more dynamic or make things kind of pop out a little bit more. And I appreciate that. I love how they use it with the eyes from time to time. For the most part, it's set dressing, but they do find ways to like make it, make it work and to make it feel like a little more impactful. So I really enjoy that about the book a whole lot. But yeah, a great book. This was a great read. Obviously, we'll talk a little bit more about this in the 4x1 that I'm doing of this, so I don't want to give you too much so you have a reason to watch that and get more expanded thoughts. But if you were to ask me, I would say I would recommend it. I will be buying the other 2 volumes that are out right now because it is a gorgeous book with really fun and endearing characters that you really want to hang out with, you really want to spend time with, you really want to see kind of what happens in their story. And yeah, I think it's a dope book. I'm kind of glad she gave it to me. So thank you, Vibrain, for giving me another addiction and some expensive ass books that I gotta buy, because 2 books for $40 is crazy. But yeah, The Guy She Was Interested In Wasn't a Guy at All. Great book. Would highly recommend picking this one up. Next up, another book I have not read yet, The Tiger Won't Eat the Dragon Yet. I have now 3 volumes of this. This is volume 3, and I know about it from manga recaps. That's kind of why I'm familiar with this book. Do love the fact that they changed the border color of this every book. But the art is absolutely gorgeous in this book. It has a very interesting premise with a tiger and a dragon kind of becoming friends and maybe lovers, but also kind of in a weird parental kind of relationship. I don't know. There's definitely some weird underlying vibes in this book, but overall I think it's pretty cool in what it does, and I'm excited to finally sit down and actually read this series, especially because this book, I don't know about anything happening in it. I know I have watched like a pretty good chunk of it, good chunk of chapters, but now kind of flipping through this, I'm like, okay, I actually have not seen any of this. So yeah, but as you can see, the artwork is really cool, is really detailed. I think this has potential to be like a really good story. It just depends on like how they play out the love story kind of side of this and what they're trying to say with that. But yeah, I think this is cool. I don't know. I think this is a really cool book overall. Now, I still can't recommend it to you because I haven't read it, right? I haven't read it, so I can't recommend it, but I think we got some good stuff cooking up in here based on what I'm seeing flipping through this book. So I'm excited to kind of dig in. Maybe I will start reading this next week. But yeah, great artwork. I think this book has a ton of potential. I like the anthropomorphic animals and how they can kind of transform into humanoid forms, which is kind of interesting, and watching them interact kind of in this jungle or wherever they are. Super dope. The Tiger Won't Eat the Dragon Yet. Yeah, volume 3. Okay, and our last Yempress book is going to be an actual book, or a light novel, I should say, and that is Wondering Witch: The Journey of Elena, volume 2. I talked about this on one of my shorts. One of my favorite sales associates at Barnes & Noble picked this up for me. This was the beginning of June. I went to pick up a few books, and I had honestly just lost my job, and so I was trying to be a little discretionary with my spending while I was in between jobs at the time. And he was like, hey man, which one do you want? And I was like, man, probably Wondering Witch. And so he was like, all right, I'll get this one for you. So he bought it for me right on the spot, and I am so grateful for him. I have not started reading this one. I've been reading volume 1. I've also been watching the manga. Wondering Witch is such a cool story. I love the way it's put together. If you've been watching this channel for any significant amount of time, I have an interesting relationship with the Wondering Witch, and how I started buying a lot of her figures, even though I had never read the story before, and now I'm just kind of working backwards and reading the story. And yeah, it's been pretty cool. These light novels have also been kind of breezy and easy to get through. I just prefer reading manga. So yeah, Wondering Witch volume 2. They have volume 3 there for me to go purchase anytime too. I probably will pick that up soon. But yeah, Wondering Witch, great. From what I know about it, it's been great. Okay, and we are moving into our home stretch. These are all going to be from publishers that I didn't really have enough books of to make their own section. So yeah, we got a few hodgepodge mix of publishers, and we're going to start with this one from Tokyo Pop. This is You Can't Live All on Your Own. Now, this was scheduled to come out August 1st. I picked it up on July 31st because it was already on the shelf. I have read the whole thing and I enjoyed this. I really enjoyed this book. It is another one of those really great adult kind of rom-com comedy, but I feel like it's more so focused on like the girls living together and their like work and love lives and their social lives, how it kind of intertwines with each other. And yeah, it's just girls kind of living and supporting each other. Think like Living Single or like Friends or like Sex in the City or something like that. Kind of gives you those vibes, you know. Obviously these are Japanese girls, so they're a little more modest than some of the American shows that have a similar premise. But I love friend groups, right? And they all live together, so they interact with each other like every day. So I just love them kind of, you know, getting in shenanigans. One thing I will say about this book too, that I really enjoy, though it is definitely Japanese, I could really see this having like a really broad appeal because the themes are very universal. What's happening to them is very universal. And outside of like a few cues that let you know this is happening in like Tokyo, for the most part, you could probably change a few of those cultural references and make them work for whatever region they're in. And you got like an instant like hit TV sitcom here. This is a really great book, once again, for the type of person that is into this kind of vibe. I am actually thinking about doing a 4x1 on this book, maybe like a Tokyo Pop based 4x1, because I picked up a few Tokyo Pop books that I thought were like pretty good. So yeah, this one was really great. You Can't Live All on Your Own. I would definitely recommend this. Next up, we have Thunder 3. This is going to be volume 5. These are coming out really consistently lately. I mean, you get one every 2 months. They are pumping these out like clockwork. I'm a little behind on this. I think the last volume that I read was like volume 3. So I need to read volume 4. I might have read just volume 2 and I need to read 3, 4, and 5. But yeah, it looks like we're getting along good in this one. This is another book that was on my top manga for the year so far. Very subversive couple of volumes. A lot of really cool stuff happening in this manga, some really great fight scenes, just a really dope book overall that I'm excited to kind of dive back into and see where it's going to take me to. So Thunder 3 is a great book. I don't want to spoil too much for you. I mean, you can kind of get a sense of what's going on in this, but I think if you're familiar with this book, you probably at least read part of it and recognize like how interesting it is. But a lot of art style switching in this, a lot of like interesting stuff, good mix of action and comedy. I really enjoyed the 3 volumes that I read of this, and I'm honestly looking forward to seeing like how much more we're gonna get out of this book and out of the story. But yeah, Thunder 3, I think it's worth your time, so definitely pick it up if you have a passing interest in it. Next up, this was from Kodansha. Also Thunder 3 was from Kodansha. This is Tank Chair volume 4. I am behind on this one too. I've read 1 and 2. I still need to read 3 and 4. These are coming out kind of slow, and so that's why they just end up like not on my read list. But this one's another crazy B movie style, like 80s action movie style, you know, book. Post-apocalyptic kind of monster of the week kind of crazy stuff happening in this book, with some really interesting character designs, a really interesting premise. I don't want to spoil too much for you. I've talked about this book ad nauseum before. Definitely recommend giving this one a shot if you like a good, fun action romp with a few secrets here and there, you know, that need to be uncovered. But for the most part, I find this to be just like a good, fun B movie action romp with some cool character designs, some really dope art, some really fun action scenes, and characters that you care enough about that you want to see what happens to them. So yeah, Tank Chair is nuts. I'm looking down at this right now and it feels like it's got a lot more depth reading, like, you know, just flipping through this and seeing where they're at with it. Definitely has like a little bit more depth than it did in the first couple of volumes. So once again, interested to see how this plays out. But yeah, Tank Chair volume 4. If you like a fun action B movie romp that's really uncomplicated, I would recommend this book. Next up is the final book, and this one is from Square Enix, the final book from the collection of 4 books that Vibrain sent me for our collab. So obviously we're not going to talk about this in too much detail, but this one is The Assassin and Cinderella. This is a fun little, I have read this one by the way, this is a fun little shoujo romp with some really cute characters, really dope artwork, really cool kind of design. Everything looks like, I think in my review of this, I described it as what those romance books your mom would read would look like if it was in manga form. It is exactly this. It is exactly this. Everybody's just so stylized and so like absolutely beautiful. It is sometimes like a little annoying. But yeah, no, this is a really, really great book. I mean, great might be a little bit of a stretch, spoiler alert, but it is a good book. It's solid. It's definitely uncomplicated. This is one of those books that I would recommend, like if you're just getting into manga or if you're just getting into like romance or shoujo romance. This is like one of those like stepping stones that I would give someone to kind of get them warmed up to the genre, because it really does hit on all of those shoujo tropes from the art style to like the story itself. And it does it in a pretty uncomplicated way that's like relatively easy to follow, so you don't get lost in the sauce. Because I feel like sometimes when I'm reading shoujo, it's so many layers and so many different characters that are like being messy that it's hard to keep up with them. They're not messy at all. I mean, they are messy, but like for different reasons. Like they're pretty easy to keep up with. There's not anybody really coming in between them, at least at the moment. So yeah, this is a pretty solid book. I would definitely recommend checking this out, especially for you like romance beginners. This would keep you kind of engaged. Next up, another book from Square Enix, that is Wash It All Away. I will probably be reading this one actually tomorrow, to be honest with you. I have not gotten around to it yet. I really enjoyed volume 1 of this. I did not talk about it in any length. This is one that I just happened to pick up off of the shelf because I thought it looked cool more than anything. And I read it, and it is just like a really, really cute slice of life with like a really cute lead who's lost her memories. And the only thing she's capable of doing is doing laundry. And she does it in earnest. And, you know, she's just in this neighborhood, kind of really acclimated with the people in the neighborhood. Everybody looks out for her. Everybody takes care of her. She takes care of their laundry. And it's just like a really great dynamic. There was at the end of it some underlying things that they were kind of hinting at as to why she lost her memory. But I think on its face, just being a slice of life about her doing laundry and kind of integrating into this town and like the hijinks that kind of come from that is enough for me with this book. There does seem to be like this implied thing that she's gonna, you know, she's gonna fall for, or she's gonna end up dating like one of her clients, I think son or something like that. It feels like they were teasing that in the beginning, and now as I'm flipping through it, I feel like I see maybe some more of that kind of blossoming, which looks really interesting. But I think just her relationship with this entire town is like the coolest thing about this book. So yeah, I really enjoy this. I'm really excited to read more of this. There's gonna be quite a few volumes of this, I think 10 to 12 volumes of it, and I'm really excited to read all of them because this was just a good, chill, relaxing series with not too much going on. Now, before I show you the final manga pickup, I do want to show you this one other book that I picked up that is not manga related, and that is going to be this Rick Owens Temple of Love book. I do have to be careful about what I show you in this because not everything in it is safe for work. Now, fun fact about me, I am a huge Rick Owens fan, and I typically buy all of his books, at least for the past 4 years or whatever. I've been picking up all the books that come out, which equates to like 2 books. And this is the newest one that came out probably like the middle of June or whatever. And basically what it is like a photo book of his collections, though this one is a little bit different than they normally do them. This one is more of a retrospective of his career with some really great interviews and stuff in there, which a lot of the front part of it is going to be like those interviews. But what I really want to get to is just like the work, but it has some of like references to some of his like influences and things of that nature, as well as like some of the clothing that he's made from his early years, going all the way up to like more modern Rick Owens. I'm being really careful because there's some definitely not safe for work pieces in here, but yeah, this is some of his more modern work from recent years or whatever. But yeah, this is, you know, some of his modern work from like recent years or whatever. But yeah, I am a huge fan of Rick Owens' work, and so I love flipping through these books and just reading some of the inspiration for some of his collections, some of the things that he's put out in the past, being able to see, you know, just some of the work and seeing it just like on a model with descriptions. I mean, I just love that kind of stuff. So yeah, this is the Rick Owens Temple of Love book. Really excited to add it to my Rick Owens collection. Though I will say, if you were considering picking this up, be careful because there are a lot of not safe for work scenes in here, like a lot of stuff in here that I can't show you. But yeah, great book. Okay, and last but most certainly not least for the entire video, it is More Than a Married Couple But Not Lovers Volume 2. to. Here we have 2 copies of this book. Now, there's a reason why we have 2 copies of this, and I may have teased it at the very beginning. So it's at the very beginning and the very end. I want to give one of these books away. The reason why I bought 2, one, I ordered one from Barnes & Noble, but I was not sure it was going to come in on time because the first volume of this book was a pain in the ass to get. Okay. It took me a long time to get it. And so, I ended up ordering one from Amazon the day it came out. And then I also had one that I had ordered from Barnes & Noble months ago. I mean, nearly a year ago. And it came in too on time, believe it or not. And so I figured, why not go ahead and pick them both up and I would give one of them away. Now, the one thing about the one that I'm going to give away is when transporting it home, the way I put it in my bag, it ended up getting a little crease on the back of the book. So I did just want to notify you of that. Now, the way that you are going to be able to get this book is going to be very simple. I do not want you to follow me on Instagram or TikTok or any of that. What I want you to do is leave a comment down below and tell me which was your favorite manga that I picked up so far, or tell me what's your favorite manga that you picked up this month or for the month of July or June, because this is June and July. So for June or July, what was your favorite manga that you picked up? Or you could tell me what my favorite manga is that I picked up. Now, this is a series I love, so I didn't mind buying the book twice because 1, I would love for the anime to get another season. 2, I would like to not wait another nearly year for another volume of this. I don't know what Udon was doing and why we had to wait nearly a year to get a second volume of this. But yeah, I am glad to have it. Now, this was one of my favorite romance anime from, I think it's been nearly 2 years now since this came out. And I just really enjoyed it. It is a little bit ecchi. I'm not gonna lie. It really is. But it is just a really cute story. And if you want to know a little bit more about it, I would definitely recommend you checking out this card here, where I did a little retrospective on the anime as a whole and the things I liked about it. This one pretty much covers the remaining part of the anime, which is only 12 episodes. So the first 2 volumes pretty much covers everything that happens in anime. But man, it is a really fun story about a Geru and a pretty straight-laced, gaming otaku who end up living together for this like class that they have, like this whole thing they have to do in school to prepare people to be married. They end up living together, and at first they both hate it and they hate each other, and then they slowly kind of start coming together. So yeah, it's really cool how it happens, and I enjoy this book so much. I really enjoy it. I really enjoy the characters, even though they do stupid stuff sometimes and you want to smack them, like you still just love it. Now, this I believe is equivalent to 2 of the regular volumes. As you can see, it's a little supersized. This is like more of an omnibus than it is like a single volume. And so I think that's what's so great about the giveaway is the fact that you are going to get 2 volumes for the price of no volumes, because I'm going to give it away for free. And all I need for you to do to get this particular book is to leave me a comment down below letting me know what is your favorite book that I picked up. You'll also just have to leave a way for me to contact you to, get your address for me to mail it to. Now, if you are under 18, I would really prefer for you to get a parent's permission in order for me to send you this. 1, because of the content of the manga, but 2, because I am a person on the internet and you should just not be giving out your address to any random person on the internet. You do need to make sure that you're safe and you're secure. But yes, people can vouch for me that I am a normal dude. I will not stalk you. I just literally want to give you something that I think is a great book and I really enjoyed and I really loved. And since I bought 2 copies of it, I thought, why would I not give back to the community and let them have it? So yeah, More Than a Married Couple, But Not Lovers, Volume 2, and one of these can be yours. Well, there you have it, my friends. All of my manga pickups from June and July. There's a whole lot of books in there, but I would love to know what your favorites were and why. So let me know down in the comments which one you was rocking with. Now, don't forget about that giveaway. Go ahead, leave that comment. Let me know what your favorite book was that you bought this month, or your favorite book that I picked up this month, or if they are one and the same. I'd love to know that too. But let me know down in the comments. The winner will be picked at random. We're going to work out how we're going to do that. Probably do like like one of those little name generator things and just run it through that and let it work like that. But yeah, I really want to get back to the community. So this is my thank you to you guys for watching. Hop down in the comments. Let me know what's up. Anyway, do me a favor, do all the YouTuber stuff, man. Go ahead and click the like and subscribe button. You know, if you got anything out of this video, let me know that you fox with your boy the long way, you feel me? And yeah, you know, I got more videos coming for you guys. I'm not sure how well I'm gonna be able to keep up with this weekly schedule. Just work be kicking my ass, but I'm trying my hardest to keep up, even if that means me doing a few late nights here and there. I don't mind, just as long as I can deliver that content at a reliable time for you guys. You know what I'm saying? Because I fuck with y'all. I fucks with y'all too. Anyway, tons of stuff coming down the pipeline. Until next time, let's continue talking about what we like, what we don't like, and everything in between. And if you enjoyed this video, you'll probably enjoy one of the two on the screen. Peace.